Checking the sound. What's going on, guys, gals, aliens, and degen freaks? Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to the channel, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. You're dinging the bell to be notified when I go live and when I release crypto content. And you are smashing up the like button and also sharing this to x.com, any of the socials that you like to use, and you're sharing this with your grandma, you're sharing this with your boomer friends, you're also sharing this just to the world, because this is the content that we need right now, because this is the moment that I realized that in the last cycle where people probably just ended up quitting, and they quit halfway through. They didn't understand. They weren't studying like Michael Saylor was, where he was like, look at this. Look at what happened after that halving. Look what happened. And so what we're going to do together here is we're going to study the markets. We're going to study those points where people end up quitting and capitulating and don't last, and they're hanging on for dear life. And they end up falling off. But we're here to grab you by that finger that's on the cliff edge and to pull you back up and to let us ride into Valhalla, which is in the next 6-7 months. So, guys, welcome to the channel. But all jokes aside, we're glad that you're here, and we are going to get on with the show. So make sure you guys are using all the links in the description and joining into the Discord. We're going to make sure we're really locking down on the Discord. We had some people that were impersonating us in Discord, obviously, because like wherever there's a chance for scammers to try and scam you, they will 100% try to. And so if you are ever getting like a direct message from me and it doesn't say like actually Dano Crypto 7, like you have to, like my profile looks pretty... It just says Dano Crypto. That's it. There's no like Dano Crypto dot or whatever. So it's Dano Crypto. So if you ever get a message from anyone besides, from a different account, obviously it's not me. It's a scam. Don't click on any links. Make sure you are protecting yourselves. But if you are in here, this is where you're going to see the Dano Dojo crew, people who are hanging out, showing the trades. Showing their best trades and also their worst trades. So I like that people are starting to post in here, show their progress. This is not a trading group or anything like that. This is just a community. So I just want to let you guys know that any of the opinions in here is not financial advice. It is just I think just a growing ecosystem of people who are just learning crypto and are fans of crypto and just want to have a cool place to hang out that is just building up. It's small, so sometimes it's always a benefit to get into the communities that are just getting started. So welcome. All right, so let's get into a little bit of the market right now. Let's say obviously the market is dumping. So September traditionally has not been a good month for crypto. It's historically September has been a bearish month. And so what I think is happening is we're going to have a move to the downside going into the rate cuts. And then I think right as the Fed is suspected to cut the rates in about, September 17th, whatever the next Fed meeting is happening, then we will have a rally, because it basically just means that now banks can borrow more money. They have cheaper rates, and ultimately, traditionally on Bitcoin, when we've had rate cuts, we've had a rally to the upside. So it's all kind of coming into plan and into our thesis of the next 6 to 7 months, and where the altcoins are going to start to really run. And I think the altcoins are going to really start to run in Q1 2025 is where we're going to see the peak prices, because then Bitcoin is already going to go to $150,000 before the end of the year. We think Bitcoin is going to go to $150,000 before the end of the year. And if you guys are along for that ride, then what's going to happen is that Bitcoin will retrace from that point, and it's going to go into the altcoins, which is so interesting. It's going to do this rotation. It's going to go, the profits are going to start to go and cycle into the altcoins. And also retail will buy altcoins. It's really interesting. They'll buy the things that are cheaper than what Bitcoin is, because then Bitcoin at that point is expensive. They're like, oh my God, I could have got it at 60,000. Now it's literally double the price. And now what's the other options? And this is why it could be one of the easiest plays is just to buy the lows right now, to absolutely stack up on the lows with these coins, with the meme coins, even with the strong meme coins. Like, you're buying these lows because then once Ethereum breaks all-time highs, with the ETF inflow trading and just the clearing of this period that we're in right now, where it's the worst period, it's the sideways trading, it's the retracements before the pop-off, and people quit at this point. This is where people quit the most, is in this point where we have the most boring action. Like, I mean, but the thing is that there's so much happening around crypto. There's a lot of talk of crypto in this United States presidential election this year, happening November 5th, just 2 months away. And crypto is a topic. Now, one candidate is talking and is about crypto way more, and that party is way more bullish on crypto than the other party, which is the Democratic Party, that is being that the nominees are Harris and Walz. So their stance on crypto is not the same, you know. So there's more. I honestly propose taxes on assets and on things like crypto. So really, right now, I think there's a good observation of this on one of the videos on, if you watch Altcoin Daily. There's a couple of reasons why actually the election and the pivot of the Democratic Party into saying something bullish about crypto could make it to where now Bitcoin goes into what it truly is supposed to be, is a non-party affiliated. It's supposed to just be neutral in its support, and for people to use it as a means of gaining wealth and energy in hopefully a positive way, not in a negative way, and it'll ultimately benefit all Bitcoin holders, all people that are in crypto. And so we want to play a little bit of this video, real quick. Hold on just a second. Okay. So there are a lot of big reasons, and a lot of these reasons that Altcoin Daily, shout out to Altcoin Daily, that they put in this video is a lot of what we've talked about. We've talked about, the Fed rate cuts. We've talked about, the presidential election, the bullishness on that, and also that historically, and we'll play this right here. We'll play just this beginning little clip.
The next move.
I believe Bitcoin is legitimate.
Capital is moving, and it's going to move very rapidly.
Bitcoin explodes in the next 4 to 6 months for a few different reasons.
Hello, Bitcoiners.
That's my opinion. You will make money in crypto if you watch this video. I hope.
Bitcoin should easily double just on that.
Let's go through.
All right, so we got
the question will be
the Fed cutting rates 25 basis points, and then this one is interesting.
A crypto candidate. She really seems like she'll just be a continuation of what Joe Biden was doing on crypto.
Come on, man.
And that's not the worst thing ever. The enemy you know.
Why the hell would I take a test?
The reason I'm putting her as a catalyst on this list is because I think as we get closer to the election, she wants to win. 50 million US voters own crypto. She will come out and promise something positive for crypto. Now, how positive? Who's to say? It's not going to be as much as Trump or Kennedy, but even if she just says, I want crypto to flourish in America, I want crypto jobs in America, even if she just says that, that really breaks down the walls and makes crypto a nonpartisan issue like it should be. So,
and I'm curious, what do you guys think about that? Like, what are your opinions on that? Because I feel the same way. That's always been my opinion, is that if they want to win, if the Democratic Party wants to win, they're gonna want probably some of the biggest rallies of people, quote, making money in the stock market and not have it crash massively. They want to have a quote good looking monetary policy happening into their nomination if they want to become president. So it's really interesting what is happening right now in the push and pull between of the support of crypto and also the legislation and the taxing of it, because one person doesn't want to tax it. They want to keep it more in America and keep the crypto businesses in America. And then one person is wanting, it doesn't have any view on the actual business side of it, of having the crypto businesses in America. It's mainly that they just like, oh, you're involved in crypto? Okay, cool. Well, that means you're making a lot of, quote, money, right? So yeah, let's tax unrealized gains. And also if you're investing at all, that means you got a lot of money too. Let's take 25% of that before you even make it. So that's crazy. So we have to analyze that. We have to know that's on the table. All right. So let's get into the Bitcoin price. Let's get into what is happening right now. Currently, Bitcoin is rejecting off some key levels. Basically, we got up into this range of 64, 65,000. We rejected. Okay, so then we also were trying to trade back up into that 618. We got rejected off the 618, and now we tried to trade back up off of the 0.382. In the short term, we hit another resistance wall coming back up to retrace and go up to the 0.5, which was 59,000, which has been a constant rejection point for Bitcoin. This level right here has been really key, and it's also been kind of the sideways range average price that's been happening. And I think if you were to probably pull up the 200-day moving average, the 200-day moving average has been really around in this range between 60,000 and 62,000 has been kind of the moving average of this sideways range, because this, you got to think right here, this price has just been in this stuck range. So will it take another move to the downside of this $54,000 range of the 0.236 that could actually get us in a different direction on Bitcoin? Because then what we've traditionally seen now from any of the wick lows, that we've had a nice bounce recovery off the wick lows, especially when we hit this trend line. We bounced off of that, and then the highest we were able to get was 65, but it just did not push up high enough because of this retracement right here. And so I think what's interesting to see is that this was the rejection point on the 618 here on the 4-hour. If you're looking at this chart, from the highs to the lows, pulling it down to the trend line. Now, this trend line is from the bottom. So this is why we've had this trend line drawn as an indicator of how many times have we bounced off this trend line since maybe the breakout of this year. So this was on January, we bounced off of it pretty hard. Right here, we bounced off it pretty hard, and this is when we had the announcement and the lead up of the news of the Bitcoin ETF. And then we hit the trend line and bounced hard off the trend line. And then from there, we got rejected off of off the 72,000 range 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and after the 4th time, we were not able to make it. And now we've been, if you were to look at it this way, you could say that 40 this level is not off the table, and even going to back down to this range of hitting this trend line during this time is exactly what would make you want to quit. That's what would make you want to quit. You're like, oh my God, again, like this Bitcoin, okay, everything's going to zero. And for the fact that it would just make everything so bearish, this is the time, and honestly, where the whales would just be, oh my God, they would buy so much Bitcoin at these prices anywhere here, and they're still scooping them up right here. This is what's crazy, is that they're still buying in all of these prices. Like, they don't care what the price is. So we're in some interesting times, guys. We are in some interesting times. I've been trying to not focus too much on the short-term trading, but I know you guys like it. I know you guys like the short-term time frame trading. Like, you like to get real degen and literally go into the 5-minute and start looking at the 5-minute as you're scalping the 5-minute. I know how you guys like it. But what's interesting is that we did have a gap on the CME, and because maybe of this weekend, this trading, this holiday, and going into September, and everyone being super bearish, you know, the open of the market was really bad. So the market open was not very good. And if we were to look and kind of go through our tweets here, you know, an hour into September, Dow down 1.2%, S&P 1.4%, the Russell 1.7%, NASDAQ 1.9%. And so this is, if you're wondering why Bitcoin right now is going down and the crypto markets are going down and it's bearish, it's because the whole market right now is a little bearish going into this first trading day of the week in September. And so if this makes you feel it, this might make you feel better. I don't know.
I don't know what you did to me. Your body language speaks to me. I don't know what you did to me. Your body language speaks to me. You don't know.
You don't know what you did. Your body language. This is funny. He's probably thinking of other girls, and we're mostly in bed thinking, I need to retire my entire bloodline this bull run. That's actually what we're really thinking about. Put a 1 in the chat if that's how you're feeling. I know that's how you're feeling. You're like, I need to retire my entire bloodline this cycle. We'll put a 1 for you. All right, so Alex Becker said, if you're selling right now, know you are selling to your future lords. We will look back at this and laugh together as you serve us holders ham and cheese. Serve us holders ham and cheese in a monkey butler outfit. Then you will dance for us for 0.001 Solana. God has favorites. There are no lettuce hands. Yes, we have to have our diamond hands right now. Where's our awesome picture? Yeah, the Bitcoin rainbow chart is the truth, the way, and the light. We used to just show that like almost every single stream, and we'll actually pull it up this stream. We'll pull up the Bitcoin rainbow chart if you have not seen this chart before. And basically what it does is it gives you this really, really great metric to follow on where Bitcoin does the biggest parabolic moves in its halving cycle. And so let's pull that up right now. And if you guys have been enjoying the live stream and you are super bullish on crypto and you want these live streams to continue, then you can donate to the cause by scanning that QR code. All right, so let's go to, if this website, it's Blockchain Center. If I just type in, I know I have it already saved. So it's Blockchain Center Yes, diamond balls. Blockchaincenter.net is a great resource. Has all the charts and the metrics. Let me make sure I have this pulled up right. All right, okay, cool. All right, so we can also track crypto here as well. And Bitcoin sitting at $57,764 as we are talking right now. Ethereum under $2,500, $2,448. BNB at $522. Solana at $130. XRP 56 cents, and Dogecoin at 0.09 cents, almost 10 cents, under 10 cents. Tron at 15 cents. Toncoin at $4.90, Cardano at 32 cents, AVAX $21, Shiba Inu 4 zeros, 13, Chainlink under $11 right now. Absolutely, just I mean, look at the steals. These prices right now are perfect. These prices right now in the past, if you think the past 30 days, these things have been down a good 18%, 20%. Some of these on the 7-day down 10, 14%, 14% on AVAX. On the daily right here, 2%. I mean, come on. Craziness. There's a lot of discounts right now, but if you want to go to tools and charts, just go to the Bitcoin rainbow chart, and then we're going to look at the altcoin season index together. So then we can tie all of this information into a nice little expose for you guys for today, and we'll go down all the other things that we want to talk about, because we want to talk about a lot, but we don't want to get too convoluted here, and we want to make sure we're keeping it simple. And if you are new, you're not like, what the heck is going on? But then also, if you are advanced and you've been in the markets for a long time, you'll still enjoy watching this stream and the information that we are providing, because sometimes you even have to be reminded of to not quit and not get super bored, and to be like, okay, stick with the plan. I know the cycles. You have to like keep talking to yourself like that. You have to be encouraging. The person that will actually mess up your strategy the most is yourself. It's you. I'm like, it's all your fault. Okay, so this is how you want to look at this chart. You see here that after every single halving, and we have another great chart that actually puts the U.S. presidential election cycle on this exact chart with the Bitcoin halvings, and comparing it with movements of the stock market and also with Bitcoin, and how we've traditionally seen a rally months after, like months and months after the election, and also in after the halving. So this shows you that we have the biggest runs. We have the biggest runs here about a year, and topping out a year after the halving, because you see here you got December, January. It goes into that blue range, and then here we had actually two pumps. We had two pumps. Had a price bump right up in here, went up to almost it went up into the orange range. So I think max it was like went up from around $9 all the way up to $300 and $500. So that was like that first initial reaction to the Bitcoin halving. But then it actually topped out and went like major maximum bubble territory up to $1,000 a year after the halving, that first halving. And then you see the same thing happened on this chart just went wild. So then you see the same thing happened here. You see this second halving. You see the second halving coming up, back in the blue range. Actually had a little bit of a pump up to up into the halving, and then look, you got a year, basically another year here. Add on a couple months. This one was a little bit more extended, but it still wasn't around the year and add a couple months territory after the halving. And then go into The third halving, the same thing happened, but we did a double top. So if we count the months, August to basically August, September, January, February, March, April, May and June, sorry, not August, into May, and then into November. This is when, interesting enough, we had the biggest pumps on altcoins. The biggest pumps on altcoins happened around this time in November when we had the double top. And you want to know why? Is because right here, when people took profits on Bitcoin, guess what they went into? they kept it in the market, and they actually went into altcoins. And then you could probably see here from here, the altcoins were like a couple 100% below, and then right here into November, it just went absolutely insane. It just went crazy. And so this is when we had probably some of the biggest runs on these altcoins. That we've ever seen. And so now that we are past the fourth halving, and we're basically in this area. We're basically in this area comparable to the last cycle. And then if you were to go to the second halving, we're basically like we're right here. We're right here when we're going to have another dip, and then we're going to start having a parabolic move up into the election. And we can show you really quick on this particular chart. It's a great chart, and we've actually made a whole video on it right here. Hold on, guys. My phone keeps ringing, and it's distracting. When you're using your phone as a camera, it's like I'm using the house computer going online, and someone's like, I need to use the phone. Are you from a time where you actually had to fight over who was going to use the landline for internet or to use the phone? Were you alive during that time? I'm pretty sure most of you were, but there might be some of you that weren't, and you don't know the struggle of when you're trying to play Diablo 2 on battle.net on dial-up internet, and your mom's like, I need to make a phone call. Those are the days. But you guys got to understand that basically this is what crypto is. Crypto is like investing into the back end infrastructure of the internet in the 2000s. It's like crypto and Bitcoin is like the back end infrastructure and the base layer of transactions and throughput and dApps and all that stuff right now. Like that is what we are basically front running the world on, is trying to get into these ecosystems, learn what is actually being used and what people actually care about buying, regardless if it has utility or not, regardless if it does cool tech. It still matters that people just want to buy it and sell it, but hopefully more buyers than sellers, because that's what makes the price go up. If there's more sellers than buyers, then price go down. It's just, and then if there's terrible tokenomics that also go with that, and if there's no community, then that's how you have a terrible token. But when you have something that has been created like Bitcoin, which has a thriving community of miners who agree to mine Bitcoin, which gives it its value because it is a proof of work. It takes work to mine the Bitcoin. And that's the whole premise of what is now trickling down into our monetary system that we've been using, and it's starting to our traditional TradFi systems are going to just adopt this. It is a matter of time. So this is why it keeps going up. This is why Larry Fink, this is why these institutions are putting so much money into this, and they're actually like offloading other assets and like houses and real estate property and stuff like that to buy Bitcoin. This is what the big money is doing. So you have to think about yourself in terms of like the 98% of people right now aren't thinking about like putting their like life savings or anything into Bitcoin or you know, just putting, or even just putting like a portion, little piece into that. This is not what they are thinking about right now. To be honest, they will eventually start to think about it when it's like almost all they see. Right now, it's not really the focus. I think there is a lot more focus on other issues and ideas and things that are happening around in the world. There's plenty of things in the world to distract you from trying to protect your wealth and then making sure you're putting it into something that has been studied, has been tested now, has now gone through almost 15 years, 16 years of rigorous tests, that it has not gone to zero, which people have predicted that it would. So this is an interesting chart that brings and ties in all these things together, these cycles, and makes it real easy. You just look at the presidential election and you look at where the Bitcoin halving has happened, and this lines up with the rainbow chart, but then put on there the stock market, the Russell 2000 ETF, and then also Bitcoin. And then you have the moment where we haven't actually, from 2012 into going into COVID, we weren't in a recession. And so what put us in a recession was COVID. And so that was the blip of bringing us into inflation. And so now, continuing this cycle of not being in a recession, we're trying to encourage, spending. We're trying to encourage that people like have, that there's jobs and that there's opportunities and blah, blah, blah. I think those numbers either way are, I think, fabricated anyway. That's a whole nother conversation and conspiracy we could probably go into, that companies aren't actually really hiring. It just makes the numbers look like there's more jobs available. So then when they say, well, look, there's plenty of jobs available, but really they're not actually hiring, they're just putting it out there. Especially because of AI. It's like a lot of these jobs that they're, quote, hiring for, and AI can do it now. So there's no way that they're hiring all these people to do these jobs when AI can do it, and they can do it for way cheaper. They don't have to pay health insurance. They have to do all this stuff. They don't have to incorporate in a real breathing live person. They can just do AI. Do you understand that too? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. So that's a thing that's going to really start to shake up the system in the next 5 years, when AI is going to eliminate, and it already is, it's going to eliminate like thousands and thousands of jobs. And this might be what pushes into the issuance of a digital currency that would be used as a test when they offload stimulus to people to combat the unemployment rate that they will inevitably come out to say is that, there are thousands of people out of jobs because of AI, and these companies, they know this, and what are they going to do? So my theory, and I know you guys probably thought the same thing, where that this is what is going to be the catalyst for them to do a universal basic income for not everyone, but because like it's going to be only for a certain, like maybe a certain demographic, like not a demographic of people, but a certain amount of people that meet a standard of said they either lost their job, or just like how they with COVID, it was like, oh, the COVID pandemic happened, you lost your job, okay, here's some stimulus. But now it might be that like literally because of thousands of jobs being lost through AI, they're going to implement a stimulus, but it'll be through a digital Fed backed digital dollar, and it'll just go like right onto your phone. It's just like it goes into your bank account or something, but it's different. It might be a completely different type of issued dollar, but it's backed by the backed by the paper dollar that already isn't backed by something, which is hilarious. But I think that's where we might end up going. But this is why you buy Bitcoin. This is why you buy Bitcoin. This is why you DCA into Bitcoin and you speculate and you keep your money in the markets. This is what's interesting. And when we're going to talk about why you would want to buy Bitcoin, but then keep your money in the market. Why would you want off ramps into fiat? You need on ramps. And then basically once you get into crypto and you understand stable coins, you understand Bitcoin, you understand altcoins and how you can move your money around inside the crypto ecosystem, why would you want to ever go back to cash? Why would you ever want to go back to cash when you can literally on a platform use a debit card and actually even spend Pepe if you wanted to? Do you know that you could do that with crypto.com? Links in the description. If you're a Pepe whale, you can use crypto.com, send your Pepe to your crypto.com card and spend your Pepe. And this is Ivan talks about this. Check this out. Hold on.
Then why do you want to off-ramp? I wouldn't off-ramp. Then we thought, well, it hasn't even started. So, yeah. Bullish. The only thing I can tell you is bullish. Off-ramps need to be smoother, but suits are always gatekeeping. No. Off-ramps, we don't need off-ramp. I like when banks don't like off-ramp. Like, we don't want money leaving crypto. Why do you want to off-ramp? Don't off-ramp.
Exactly.
I like money going into crypto. And then why do you want to off-ramp? I wouldn't off-ramp. You have your money in the best system possible, which is fully global.
100%.
You have full ownership. You don't have to answer questions when you transfer your own money. So don't off-ramp. On-ramp. You on-ramp.
Yeah.
Off-ramp? Why you want to off-ramp? Only on-ramp.
Do you get it? Like, so this is what... and let me see if I can pull up my old sketch, because this sketch is hilarious. Mr. M loves this sketch. Shout out to Mr. M. Shout out to the Magic Maurizio. Is it sketch.io? Yes. Hopefully it saved my amazing Picasso of a drawing. Yes, it did. Let's go. Okay. This, if you study this, check this out. So if you study this is the strategy to keep yourself in the crypto markets. This is how you keep yourself in the crypto markets, is that you start to study BTC. And then under that, you learn about ETH and layer 2s and what the layer 2s are connected to Ethereum, and then also what are the layer 1s like AVAX and Cardano and Solana and TON and, you know, just all the different layer 1. And then you go into the layer 2s like Matic and Metis, and there's tons. And you go into the meme coins on all of those chains if they have a meme community. And then once you start to experiment in those ecosystems and you take profits, you're going to take the profits back into the layer 2s and the layer 1s and in stable coins, and then you use those stable coins to just keep DCAing and getting more BTC. And so this is the pattern in the cycle that you actually want to do. You don't want to actually really go to cash or fiat. You go to stable coins. And so the stronger that the stablecoin market becomes with USDT, especially with that bullish announcement from one of the biggest like money, I can't remember exactly. I just have to go back and look through the Bitcoin conference videos of what this guy was the CEO of. But he was basically squashing the FUD, the Tether FUD, of saying that, look, Tether actually does have the assets to back it up in the treasury and proof of reserves to back every dollar that they have. And I was like, damn, that's a bold statement, because there's always been this Tether FUD. And what's interesting is that without Tether buying Bitcoin and minting in the treasury like they do, and also USDC being minted, and all of these different stable coins that are going to be actually backed by gold also with Tether, this means that you're better off actually having your money in the best system, like Ivan said, in the world that is crypto, and you don't want to have it in a bank with fiat. It seems like it's way more dangerous, and we have to start to break ourselves out of that matrix of thinking that like using that system, you could completely only use that system to get your pay. You could actually completely avoid now depositing your money into a bank account, because now these crypto platforms will actually do direct deposits. You can even use Cash App and get your check and Venmo direct deposited in that account. They have debit cards, and you can use that debit card to on-ramp your fiat digitally into the cryptocurrency ecosystems by buying these stable coins. And then you can now use those stable coins in whatever market in the networks. That's how you need to start using the network. So if you're new and you're like, I don't get it. Like, there's like 8 different networks I can use on USDT. Exactly. That's the whole point. That means that if you have USDT, that means that you can now use 7-8 different networks of on-ramps of DeFi. That's what that means. That means on Arbitrum. That means on Optimism. That means on Tron, on Ethereum, and there's multiple other ones that you could do on USDT. And then think on USDC, you have Solana, Ethereum, Base. Base is huge. Base is Coinbase's layer 2 network that doesn't have a token. But guess what is the most highly traded token in the 24-hour volume and per market cap on the Base network? It's Brett. It's a meme coin. So it's really, really actually simple. It's just stay in the markets, learn the cycles, know when to take profits. And I haven't gotten into rats, but I have talked a little bit about ordinals. I've talked a little bit about the memes on Bitcoin. We haven't gone 100% down the rabbit hole, to be honest. Like, we've kept it kind of simple. Like, we just stuck with ordinals. Like, we actually have some space Pepes that we inscribed on the ordinals wallet, and we haven't bought any tokens, any of the basically Bitcoin inscribed tokens or Bitcoin DeFi tokens. But we'll probably end up just doing a whole live stream on it, where we have everything planned out. We'll pull up all the like the most popular things and tokens, and then we'll dive into it. But let me know, guys, have you been into the ordinals ecosystem or the BRC20s and any of those things? Because it had a pop. It had a nice pop in the beginning of the year, and then we kind of had a bit of a down. And so now I think there's going to be another resurgence of the volume on these things. And I'll show you right here. This is the ordinals wallets. If you go ordinalswallet.com, you can actually have your own address name. Like, I have a danocrypto.xbt. And this is just a fully functional Bitcoin wallet where you can actually trade BTC. You can add BTC onto this wallet, and a little bit of BTC. Let's see what value. All right, because I got a piece of this bitmap, and then also I inscribed some Pepes. I did this, man. Can't remember exactly when I did this. Bitcoin sitting at 57,600 as we are speaking, guys. Looks like we are going to. I think we're more in the cards to go to this 54,000. This 0.236 Fibonacci retracement looks pretty key. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty likely to go to 54,000. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're going to go as low as 54,000 here in the short term? Let me know in the chat. Put a 1 if you think Bitcoin's going to 54,000, or we're going to stop at 56 and we go, and then we bounce from there. It's looking more like, because of this recent low, we could just establish another one of these lows, and as long as it doesn't go as low as what this wick was, then we could have a nice bounce off of here. I think there could be some really nice buying pressure, but if you're looking at the volume, doesn't look good on the 4-hour. The RSI does not look good as well. Looks like it's getting a pretty nice move to the downside. If we're looking at the daily, and guys, just remember, this is correlated with the stock markets not looking good overall across all markets. September on today just opened up super bearish, and so that's making just the entire markets just super bearish. So if you're wondering, you're like, what the heck? Why is everything dumping? Why is everything down like 10%? Everything looks like crap. Well, that is why. As much as we don't want the crypto markets to be correlated with all of the money in the markets that's happening right now, it is. It just is. So it is what it is, guys. But we're still bullish on these coins that we think are going to perform really well in the next 6-7 months. But you guys got to remember, like, it is so treacherous to wait 6-7 months in crypto when you become a crypto investor / gambler. Then you basically are in the casino for a month or two, and then you think it's time to step out, and it's like, no, just you are at a 6-month to 7-month resort, and you need to be at the classes and in the conference room, in the event lodge, in the first couple months, studying and accumulating, and then you just take the next couple months and relax at the resort, and you just chill, and then what you do is at that end of that 6 months, and you get to that point of the breakout point, and we'll show you, it's represented in a altcoin called Litecoin. And we've showed you this if you've been watching the channel for the past couple days, past couple weeks. You have seen this analysis, and I'm telling you, this is the metric, guys. This is the metric that you want to follow. Litecoin is a oscillating key bull market factor to look at. This is when you're at that resort and you start getting here, you start packing up your clothes, you pack it up, you put them up, you put on your hat. And just like I use that analogy of the train, where the institutions basically are going to start hopping on this train, and they're hopping on the train right now, and then all of the retail that were fudded out of their bags at this point right here, they start running, and they start buying the top, and they're running, and then the train stops, they buy the top. Then all of the institutional money that was just like, they just put on their hat and they start walking off the train. Some people leave completely, but I like this thesis, and I'm pulling it in, of listening to Ivan, listening to myself, pulling it all together and thinking, okay, this is great. I can see it now. That you take the profits, but you take it into stable coins. You don't put it into fiat. You stay in the markets and you don't take everything all out. Like because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. So at least at a point right here, you want to start taking profits and scooping some off the table. This would be the prime spot to do it. And doesn't mean you get completely out of the market. Like you basically use what Ivan said. Like, why would you want to off ramp? Like you basically send it into your platforms that you're able to use that has a debit card, and you can literally have liquid capital at any point of the day. That's you understand this is like, if you have liquid capital at any point of the day, if you just are out of your bank. I know you could go to the ATM and blah blah blah, but no, you can't wire transfer, send money between different things like on the weekend and at a weird time of the day. And then you think to yourself, you ask yourself, well, why are you transferring money at 1 a.m. or blah blah blah? It doesn't matter. That's not the point. It's not the point. The point is that you have access to your money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You don't have to go through third party. As long as these networks are operating and they're working and the internet hasn't shut down, then you can access your money. And that's the whole point of crypto. But to bring the Litecoin oscillator into view, you have to look at it on the weekly chart. Look at it on the weekly chart, and then this is when you've had the Litecoin halving right here, 2017, and then this was the 2017-18 bull market for altcoins. And then you have a bear market, and then you have a Litecoin halving right here, and then you have bull market for altcoins, and then the same thing rhyming is going to happen again here, guys. And all it takes is just patience and accumulation and a strategy and a plan. Like, what is your plan? I talked about it today on a video. I went on a walk and I was just blabbing about, you will feel like the world and life is lifing you, and that you're just like things are happening to you if you don't have a plan or a strategy. If you don't have a plan or a strategy going into anything, and you're not like focused and dedicated and really actually stress testing your plan and strategy, then life will life you. It will basically make it seem like you have no control over your life. Because trust me, once I really do believe this. Once the energy of the system catches whiff that you all of a sudden are very vulnerable and you're not making decisions for yourself, well, guess what? They're going to be made for you. And all of a sudden, everything is going to feel like you don't have any control over your life. And so it's time to change that, because once you change that, then it changes the whole paradigm of your life, your family's life, and the direction of where you're going. Yeah, exactly. So we got this big W pattern forming on this chart if you're looking at it on the weekly. And you could get this. This is just an easy. It's like you could literally look at two charts and you can make them yourself. All you have to do is go on TradingView, pull up Litecoin, and then also go on TradingView and pull up the Bitcoin chart and put in the halvings, put it on the monthly scale, put it on the weekly scale, and then mark the halvings. And then there's indicators in here that will show you the Litecoin halving. It will show you the BTC halvings. And this just gives you a great peace of mind, I think, to know that, like, okay, the bull market's not over. I can be bullish right now, even though that the market's going down. I mean, like, look, if you're looking at Bitcoin right now, you're thinking, God, it's like it's going to get eaten up again. Like, oh, it's going to get eaten up again. But if you think that on a long-term time frame, it's in a cup and handle pattern, and if it even goes down here and hits that line again or goes to $54,000, That doesn't take $100,000 or $150,000 off the table by the end of the year, because that is the target of the cup and handle pattern. That is the exact target of the cup and handle pattern. If you were to take this and measure it and say, this is the depth of the cup, and bring it right here, that is the target. We think it might even get as bullish as breaking out into this range. I think it might top out. I know. Do you like the artwork? This is my bullish MAGA Pepe drinking a steamy cup of cup and handle coffee. If you guys want this to post for yourself, we'll download the image. We'll just download that, and we will put it in the Discord right now. so you can bull post to people that the cup and handle is real, and the steam of the bullish steam is leading us right to $150,000. Now that's the best TA you could possibly get on the internet right now on a crypto live stream, is that the steam is the cream at the top of this rainbow that we're going to. Please don't clip me in a reel saying that. Okay, so let's go to the Discord, and we're gonna put this in the meme section. Or no, best trade. No, we're gonna put it actually in the trade setups. It's gonna be in the trade setup. Go downloads, make sure that's in there, and you can use that. It's not copyrighted. You can use it. I know that's an NFT. I know. Let me create an NFT and then see if I get a letter from Gary himself. All right, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me see how many people are watching across all platforms. Let's see. We got 11 people watching on YouTube. We got 6 people watching on x.com. We have 0 people watching on Facebook. You believe it or not, we stream this to Facebook so we can orange pill my friends list of mostly kind of center left-leaning people that I'm friends with on Facebook. And there's a lot of center whatever, center right, whatever, hardcore conservatives, or there's even some hardcore left people on my friends list as well. And we're friends with everyone, everyone of all beliefs and all that stuff. It doesn't we're not that type of judgmental person. You're not a terrible person if you're whatever, but we try and orange pill people on the Facebook for sure. We try and orange pill people on Facebook. I don't know. Do you guys do that? Do you orange pill people on Facebook? We're streaming also to Instagram to do the same thing. All right. So let's see. Is Instagram still working? Let me see. Is it still working? Do we have people joined? Let's see. Is this working? I actually deleted my Instagram app on my phone because I just, I was like, I don't need any other applications distracting me from my goal, which is to accumulate as much crypto as possible and basically come out alive this cycle. There's been a lot of blunders, I think, and I'll just say lessons learned in my crypto journey where I've had thousands of crypto, I've taken profits, and now have almost gone to almost zero crypto in the Voyager debacle, the FTX crash, the Luna crash, where basically so many people got wrecked and almost quit crypto because it was just like blood in the streets. I mean, it was just like people were bleeding out. I mean, it was absolutely insane. I mean, people like Crypto Banter Rand Newmer, he lost $130 million during all of that time. $130 million. It was absolute carnage. So a lot of people that are in the markets back now They're either trying to rebuild literally from scratch and not have PTSD and be like, and not be like heavy breathing. Like, that's the reality. So this is this is why you have to watch streams like this, because I'm going to remind you about it and remind you that it's okay. It's okay. Like, you just have to remember to take profits. You have to remember to take profits when it feels like it is so wrong to take profits. That is when it is the time. When it feels like you're going to puke because you're like, oh, it's like it's going up even more. Couldn't it go up higher? And that is where you fail. As Yoda would say, and that is why you fail. But guys, just a reminder, everything is dumping right now because everything else is dumping. When this is down, when these are down 2%, well, guess what? Bitcoin and the crypto markets are going to be down even more. So you have to be prepared. All right, let's keep going. Oh yeah, so do you remember the S&P slide of September? September off to an ugly start for the semiconductors. So yeah, guys, so Nvidia down 5.8%. Let's see. Apple 1%, Google 1.8%, Amazon down 0.9%, almost 1%. Yeah, it just wasn't looking too hot. And if you guys haven't watched this video yet, check it out. It might help you if you're feeling a little bit in a rut. We've all been through those periods where we feel like we're stuck and we're in like a little bit of a rut. We need something, especially when you're in that halfway point of the grind. You're at that halfway because there is no like finish line. There's no finish line. We keep going. We keep grinding. Even in the bear market, even when we hit those points where we start taking profits, guess what? We're going to keep sticking in the system. We're going to keep going into the crypto markets. Not like we're just going to blindly keep buying stuff. No, we're going to build. That's what a lot of these good projects and a lot of these things are that did this during the bear market. That's how they're still alive right now. They didn't wither away into the wind, into the dust. Like dust in the wind, a lot of these different projects and a lot of these hopeful projects of what could be, it's like, no, like they stuck around and they built something. And then now it's like, okay, look, like we're still here, guys. We are here for the next bear cycle and the next bull cycle and the next bull cycle. And so that's what you have to have that type of mentality. So watch that video. This is really cool. Honestly, X is going to become a direct competitor to streaming services for content and for content creators against YouTube, against Netflix, against like all of these different platforms, because you can post content without it getting fully censored or copyright claimed at this point on X as like you would on YouTube. Like you post something on YouTube, you play like I played a 5-second clip of an Office clip from The Office, and it was literally 5 seconds, and my video got dinged as it had a copyright claim, and I had to take it out. I couldn't post it. I was like, what the? It's like it was 5 seconds long. Craziness. And it's under the guise that, it'll give creators their fair share of money. It's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. It's like, at what point do you actually get a generous piece of that ad pie or a copyright infringement if you're the said one of party who it's your copyrighted content? I really don't think it actually benefits you that much, to be honest. I think it's a scam. And then it ends up to where big big companies like I can't even think of there's a few different ones. There's like 3 to 4 big publishing and copyright companies that they hit you on YouTube. Is it MCM? Help me out, guys. I can't off the top of my head. I cannot think of the names of these companies. I know Sony is one. Sony owns one. What's the other one? They're huge. It's like they're worldwide, global. That's why. And then it's connected with this embed of Google and YouTube and the censorship and all that, and it kind of all goes hand in hand. And so this is why stuff like this, and why they're attacking Elon Musk and trying to basically almost bait him into getting arrested, just like they did with Paulov, the CEO of Telegram. They are trying to just find something. They're going to try and find something to try and put Elon Musk in jail and have the public look at him in not a good eye. Because essentially, around the world, Elon has a positive narrative on him, and the system doesn't like it. They do not like people that have billions of dollars to have a positive light and influence on the community, because then that's dangerous to the establishment. What's hilarious is that when they, on the opposite side, say that people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk are a threat to democracy, and that is laughable, because what they are doing is promoting the threat of democracy through their fabrication and censorship of the free flow of information. Just like the ultimate gaslighting to try and switch the frame narrative on Elon like he's a bad guy. And it's hilarious. It's like once you really start to follow this and connect it all actually into crypto too, because you have to think about what Elon is working on in terms of the thank God he bought X. I mean, think of how this all ties in. If you connect the dots, guys, just work with me here for a second, okay? Tie in all the dots with what's happening with censorship, why Elon Musk bought Twitter in the first place is because it was an absolute nightmare. It was a disaster. And think about what he is doing with Twitter and X and how he is implementing it in his 20-year manifesto plan of turning it into an everything app for the people that is ran by the people essentially through community notes of and using that as a checkpoint of information of BS to be community noted. It's actually working very well. It's not like the fact checkers of Facebook. It's completely different. It's like how X can become a payments app, a streaming app, a content creator app, a news app. It has job postings now. You can go live on it. You can create a business. You can have your business be promoted on X. And so this is what's the implementation of this. And when we get into X payments and why it's so important with how the legislation is and the narrative is and the view and the perception of crypto is in the United States, is that this is going to be a revolutionary switch of how we operate in America for our own GDP and value and energy and fuel in this country, with the help of Elon, with the help of people who are actually really good at working with other countries in trade. And think about the experience that Elon Musk has experienced and what he has been able to gain in knowledge of doing business with countries like China. Like if you watch Lex Friedman's podcast that he was on, Elon talks about why the United States has the issues that we have is because we're not inwardly focused. We're always outwardly focused in worldly affairs and sending money and taxpayer money to do this, sending taxpayer money to do that. And it's like, and then at the same time, we have literally like crumbling infrastructures in certain cities, and we have crime rate going up. We have resources for people going down. I mean, it's like, the basic things that should be happening in our society is because of government oversight and government overspending and having too much government reach in places where democratically in voting, we wouldn't vote for this stuff. We would be like, no, but we are being gaslighted and we're being convinced that we need to support this outsourcing of our funds to support like these wars. So what Elon and what the Trump administration is basically talking about is having Elon Musk as a cabinet member to do what he did with Twitter. Because look at how successful Twitter is now and how he fired like half the staff. They end up making the top app out of all apps downloaded on all app stores. They've generated more revenue. They have spaces. They literally, so this is why crypto has become a political issue. It's because it is, in essence, and free speech is a big issue. Censorship right now is a big issue. There's a difference between everyone, like, you know, having criminals have a voice or whatever, or having people who are like legitimately like promoting like massive like hate speech to like a giant group of people, like, and threatening to, you know, do whatever. Like, there's going to be at a point where like, okay, that's not going to be glorified or highlighted, and there's got to be a way that we can weed through the evil, I guess you could say, and not have, but also have freedom of speech. It's like such a philosophical and like a massive question to ask, because you want to have free speech, you want to have privacy, you want to have freedom, and you want to be able to protect your family. You want to be able to live sovereign, and also live in a society where you can vote on things and you can have a collective, you know, message to send to the leaders who are supposed to be facilitating what the people want. And so naturally, I think what the people want is being skewed by the system. So then we actually end up losing touch with actually what we all can actually agree on, is that we don't want evil to prosper. We want to have, you know, divinity and strength and energy and prosper and have families survive. We want kids to stop being killed around the world. Like it's, you know, we want shelter, we want healthy food, you know, we want to be able to freely transact in these crypto ecosystems in DeFi. But then Elizabeth Warren would say, well, it's all being used for crime. It's all being used, so we need to shut it down. And we need to tax anyone who is in those ecosystems 25% on unrealized gains. So you have to look at the coordinated effort to attack Elon, to attack Trump, to attack the Pauloff, the founder of TON, to basically go after, and they went after Tucker Carlson. His direct defiance and action against the system that went after him is to start his own network on X. Same with Alex Jones. But it's just the fact that these people do have the record that they do, and the very much controversial figures. I understand that. And these people are not, you know, immune to making mistakes, to being human. But I think the things that these people have done positively to open up minds and to foster a conversation of free speech and how our society can be ran without this system of control, and be a place for the people. It's like this is the positives outweigh the things that people are scrutinizing them over. Like 100%. And what is crazy, yes, and the in those numbers in his profile picture some sort of code? Oh, the numbers 1569569. I don't know. But yeah, Elon Musk is like basically our unsung hero for crypto. Do you realize this? I've realized this for a long time, is that, you know, basically Elon Musk is the reason why we even had a altcoin rally to begin with in the last cycle, because of how much he was talking about Doge and the lead up and just and also caveat that with him supporting the Reddit movement and the movement of like basically Occupy Wall Street, which the Reddit movement and the GameStop and the AMC movement and with the movie theaters and GameStop and that Reddit community basically doing this takeover came out of the movement of Occupy Wall Street and out of what was Julian Assange's initial like truth movement with WikiLeaks, and coming out of the all of the craziness that was the previous administration and how they operated. Just yeah, so I'm going off on the rails here. But like Elon Musk with Dogecoin, all it takes is one tweet. And what's crazy is that I understand that there is one tweet that he did tweet and that it didn't get as much push as it did. It's going to be probably hard to find this tweet. It was the one where he said, I'm proud to serve whenever Trump announced that he was like, I want Elon to serve in my cabinet in some way of basically overseeing government, you know, oversight and basically government waste, to be an advisor of where there are discrepancies, you know, basically trimming the fat of people who are siphoning in our government and are, quote, supposed to be working for us, but they're just up there just taking the money. And so that is not what our government is supposed to be. That's not how it's supposed to be run. But he tweeted, it was Doge, and he said, gosh, I gotta find it. There's so many tweets about Brazil, which I'm sure you guys know what's happening in Brazil, that basically with the far left government that they have now appointed, they basically banned all use of X in Brazil. And so you have to have a VPN to access X. It had a bit of a pump. It did have a pump. We're still trying to find it. It's probably taking forever to find it because there's so many tweets. Maybe we'll just search. Let's see. It was Doge, Elon, Trump tweet. Where is it? We want to find it. Can't find it. But either way, let me remind you guys that Doge is the metric. Doge is the metric for knowing when retail. I think that, but yes, I know, yeah. So if you use a VPN in Brazil to access X, you will receive a large fine. But I think they wavered that. I think the Supreme Court or whatever it goes through, they waived that. So now you won't get fined. Maybe now it's just even worse. They'll just throw you in jail if you're using a website. Those, you know, pretty crazy. But look, this is the metric. You remember in March was our teaser altcoin season. And I think we're at the perfect time to be accumulating altcoins right now. With, like I said, Doge is under 10 cents. AVAX is like $20. Chainlink is $10. Everything is super, super, super cheap. Everything is like insanely cheap. So when you start to see Dogecoin back up in trend like this and starting to pull up trend, That's when we're going to start to get that interest again. So start watching Dogecoin as your metric for when retail is interested in crypto again. And it's because of the Elon factor. It's a big factor. Yeah, Director of Government Efficiency. Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, Director of Government Efficiency. And so that's hilarious. That's such a great Doge acronym. Because the original Doge acronym is do only good every day. But I like Director of Government Efficiency. I absolutely love that. You have to think about basically this somewhat, people, and you don't have to agree, but somewhat of a dream team for freedom and for trying to keep the strength and some of the wealth back in America. Because if you think about it, if you were to look at the debt that we have and how much money we have printed and how much money we have sent to other countries while our ecosystems are trash right now, and whilst we have like literally tent cities happening in San Francisco, in Pennsylvania, in Detroit, in New York, you can't even ride the subway anymore without feeling like you're going to get bit. Like, people are escaping these cities, and what it's doing, it's just like our economy, without them trying to gaslight you into believing that it's not, is getting crushed. And places like, in nations like China and Russia, and think about the BRICS nations, all the BRICS nations are like, look, we see this crumbling strength of the dollar and the deals that have been made that have basically been to benefit those in party, not the people at all. It benefits the people that are in the ruling party who make these trade deals, because everything was done in the back end before you even knew it. Everything was done in the back end before you even knew it, and all of a sudden you're like, why am I paying so much for my groceries? Why am I paying so much for everything? That's why. The deal was made. And guess who has to pay for it? You do. It's really disgusting, but it's what happens. And you have to ask yourself, what is the escape plan? What's the off-ramp off of that system? I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me in the comment section, what is the off-ramp out of that system? I know you guys know I might be preaching to the choir currently, because retail is not here. So the retail isn't in the church. They're not in the pews. I'm preaching to the choir. Because I guarantee you there's not a single new person in this stream right now. There's not a single new person in this stream right now. Everyone that's watching this stream currently right now they are in crypto but holding on for dear life. Because you know that we're going to eventually be here. All right, is there anything else we need to cover? It is actually looking like Bitcoin has more of a chance of going to the downside here because of the lack of volume, previous lows. We got some levels that we want to watch here. We got one right here at 54,000. This is a key level we need to watch right here at 54,000. It's looking more likely that we are going to see a massive scoop up of more Bitcoin at these low prices. Let me know what you guys think. I've been thinking about putting in a short trade, and I will tell you that if we end up hitting at any low point... Oh, thank you. Thanks, Ozzy. Yeah, so then I can repost it, because I honestly think that's another one of Elon's cryptic tweets where he's giving us the signs. He's given us the signs about Doge multiple times. It's still his favorite chain, his favorite cryptocurrency out of all of them. All right, so I'm looking for this level. If we end up going short, then this would be where we would probably end up taking profits right here and then going long from 54. That would be, if we are trading the short-term time frames here, that would be probably a sweet level to watch. Yeah, I don't think it's going to hang on. I think it's actually probably we have a way better chance of going to these levels, maybe even 56 right here, just to 56,000. And then if we break through that, then I think the obvious level that we go to is 54,600, guys. That's what I'm looking at. Markets did not open up bullish at all. And if you're looking also on the short time frames here, maybe in the point of control, let's see what the VPVR is saying. Yeah, volume area profile looks like we have... Yeah, this would have been the entry. This would have been a great entry on a short trade right on the volume area profile to then bring it down to these lower nodes here at 50, because we have a lower node here at 54,000, and that could be a really key level for us to long and scoop up some more Bitcoin, because this would be the great bounce level from here. So if you guys are wanting to trade and put in a trade on this volatility, whether we're going up or down, you can use the links in the description, and that helps directly support the channel. And also, if you guys want to donate to help these live streams keep going, then you can scan both of those QR codes. One of them is for OURBIT, and one of them is for a donation for Cash App. But really, I think the best thing to do right now is DCA, keep on the strategy, and hold the line, because we have some time to go. We have a lot more time to go. It's not a lot of time, but we have about, you think, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I think March and April next year. We're only 4 months. Guess what? We're only 4 months after the halving. So then you add in those extra 4 months, and then you're going to have a period of 2 to 3 months of the biggest runs happening. I think the most action is going to be happening in those last 3 to 4 months of the bull cycle. That is where the most action is going to be happening. That's where you're going to have the biggest opportunities to take profits on what you have been buying right now. So what you do right now will determine how good you are set up in the next 7 months, 6-7 months. So you have to think about that, and you have to know that in crypto, that's a long time. I know it feels like forever to wait 6 months, because crypto and crypto Twitter will make you capitulate and make you end up swapping around and doing something stupid, and you can't be fooled by that. I will 100% be transparent and say I got so distracted always being in crypto Twitter. It makes you sometimes break off of your thesis because there's so much noise, there's so much garbage, and anyone can fall victim to it. Anyone can. I've watched crypto banter, all these big accounts even admit to themselves that they've gotten distracted off of the initial plan and got a little bit wrecked. And then once they started to pivot back into the stronger projects, they realized that, oh yeah, that was the way. And you look at their list now, you go to crypto, you go to Rand's list, go to his Twitter, and look at all the coins that are in his list that he's going to hold into what I'm saying the next 6-7 months. And it's a lot of it's like Chainlink and Sui, Say, Matic. It's like, the boring stuff. But there's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff I know we can get into and what you can follow. Like Ivan says, there's literally like tokens, like so many tokens that get created on a daily basis. Like new coins in the past 24 hours, there's been 5,000 different coins created in the past 24 hours. So that's insane. This is the trending list on Morales Money, if you were wondering what we were looking at. Ozzy is asking, have you had an invite to go onto Miss Lady Crypto or Miss Teen Crypto, like Miss Teen Crypto? I know it's not Teen Crypto anymore because she's 21, so now it's Miss Lady Crypto. But yeah, Randy Hipper, not like formally. I think we've talked, like we definitely want to do more collaborations together. She came onto my channel, which is awesome. Was a pleasure having her on our channel. And I believe we'll have something planned for me to go on her channel. And we actually were in talks of possibly, like, if we do maybe like a once a week live stream together, and we either do it on my channel or her channel or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, but I think it'll, there's always opportunities for collaborations. And also when we get to collaborate with accounts that we've watched for, forever. And so we want to support those channels and want to make sure they have continued growth as well. And the fact that we have the support of Miss Teen Crypto is amazing. So shout out to Miss Teen Crypto for sure. For show. All right, let's see what's happening on the deck screener. Let's see what's happening in terms of all of the degen stuff happening on trading volume. Let's see. See, all this is like literally, it's besides WIF and PopCat, all of this is all just like brand new stuff. I'm like, I don't even like, I'm starting to not believe like the actual trading volumes and the transactions and all this stuff in these coins, because I think it's all fake. A lot of it is fake. It's so easy now to create a coin and fake transactions and volume and community support and Twitter followers. You can buy it all. You can fabricate it all. You can AI it all. And at a point, you have to think, where do I weed out the nonsense and the sauce? Well, a good metric used to be if a exchange lists the token. And a market cap doesn't mean crap if it is a fake fabricated market cap. To answer your question, how important is market cap to you when it comes to any coin? It's not that important, because guess what? Ponky is one of the most popular meme coins in the top 5 in terms of content and a Solana meme coin, but the market cap isn't like through the roof. It's just as popular as Brett, but the market cap is at like 200 million. So if you're going to judge a coin by the market cap, I would actually judge it by the community support and actually a healthy chart instead of this crazy, unrealistic market run-up. And it's not sustainable for a long-term run. It's just like if you wanted Bitcoin to go to $1 million tomorrow, it wouldn't be as valuably beneficial for it to go up to $1 million tomorrow, because it needs to, it's like a accordion. It needs to breathe. It goes like this. It goes blah, 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 and then it does. And that's a healthy chart. And I realized this by looking at things that just die. I mean, they just freaking die because they had too much run up in the beginning, and then they go to zero. And the only thing that's going to bring it back is people buying it. That's it. I mean, and people and real people buying it, not fake people buying it. So I think a lot of these market caps and these valuations are straight BS. I think that it's not sustainable. It's really just, it's 100% not sustainable. So we're going to go to volume, and are we on Solana? Yeah, okay. So we're on Solana. I was telling my wife about memes and how if people are buying things like smoking chicken fish, and she was like, get out of here. She was like, there is not a coin called smoking chicken fish. And I said, yes, there is. And Ozzy said, so many memes think it's something they have to look at as it's getting a little silly. Yeah, and most worrying thing would be to get rugged. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't think I got rugged, but I bought something that I thought was going to do well, and I had an opportunity to take profits when it was up, and I was like, no, I'm going to hold it. I'm just going to hold it even if it goes to zero. I'm like, I'm going to hold it for the next 6 months. And it was Dougal. And so it went down hard, but people took profits probably really heavy up here, and it's been on just this, was just on a downtrend to zero. Yep, get in, get out, especially in the meme coins. But interesting enough, people are buying back into this token, and I could be wrong. What if this thing goes up again? Well, I bet your butt I'll probably take some profits again. I'll probably learn and take some profits on this thing. But this is what you have to be wary of. You have to know that this can actually happen to everything that you buy. No project is safe from this happening. It is what it is. But let's look at Ponky real quick. Let's go to Ponky, since we mentioned it. And like I said, the market cap is 138 million. It's not like a crazy market cap. I mean, I think at highest it got was 400 million market cap. Compared to a lot of these other meme coins, like this market cap is it's undervalued. I think Ponky might actually be the most undervalued meme coin in terms of what is highly traded right now in the Solana ecosystem. Yeah, interesting enough, you can on some of these platforms like Jupiter. I think you can set your limit. You can set like, all right, I want to have a contract set to where it is going to buy at a certain price and then I can sell. You can even have trading bots set up to do this. And this could actually help you to, without you having to do anything and try and time it. And because, you know, if you're not watching the markets like every single day, you're not watching the charts, then you can kind of be away from the charts and then you can have these things execute without even lifting a finger. Maybe we'll do a whole video on that. Now, to mention another low market cap coin that's on Solana, and we made a video on it. We've actually spoke with the man himself, Da Vinci, in person about these projects and what he plans to do on them. So we kind of have like the inside scoop, if you will, of why you should be considering ORC or Waffles on the Solana blockchain as a potential high running valuation coins with what the market cap is right now, jokingly enough, that we were just talking about market cap doesn't mean crap. But the fact that we're going to pay attention to another metric, which is holders and liquidity. So liquidity is locked almost at 1 million with 26,000 holders on Waffles. Now, if you go to ORC, we are climbing up the holders. I mean, this was just at 8,000. I think it was like below 8,000 not that long ago. And now we're almost at 10,000 holders for ORC. And we're at almost the same amount of liquidity locked in this project. So when we start to get to crazy valuations of Solana and the market actually going into a parabolic pre-bull run in the next 6 months, because we're going to have some fluctuation prices, we're going to have some volatility to the upside and to the downside, that these tokens are probably going to run the hardest. Tokens like these are probably going to run the hardest, especially because we have some, if you call it, I guess, whale assurance from Da Vinci himself. It's called whale assurance that there's not going to be these mega whale sell-offs when the price starts to pump, that actually the whales that did sell are buying back in at range lows right now. And that's what's happening with ORC. We're actually having a lot of the top traders that actually made substantial gains and bought at these points. We're not going to use that one. We're going to use, where's one that is like a while ago. Let's see, like, let's go to the calendar date of, man, let's see. From 2024. Did that not work? Oh, let's just do this. Let's go back and we'll go from, let's see, we'll go here to just today's date, I guess. We'll do, or let's do that. It's going to work. Oh. Filter it. There we go. I don't know if it's going to let me do this. I guess not. But yeah, it's interesting that we were actually looking at some of those transactions, and we had some of the people the people that bought in here, sold here, actually started to buy back in right here, which actually ended up making the price go like hit these highs again, come up and hit this range. This is what the coin is actually trading back up into. And this, we said we're going to have a little bit of sideways, perfect range, accumulation range to start breaking into all-time highs on this coin. It's looking pretty sweet. And this, I think, is going to kind of complete this W pattern. We just have to see, have to wait and see. Going to just kind of swoop up a little bit, break into those all-time highs again. And with waffles, is a little bit more move to the upside from the range lows than ORC compared to ORC. Got to break in these all-time highs and getting up to the range I think we're going to hit is 276% move to the upside. And with ORC to break range highs from where we're at right now is a 81% move to the upside. I think we're going to probably go into 2 cents, like probably 2.5, 3 cents for the breakout. So then that would be 134% move to the upside, and also a 200% move to the upside if we break up to 3 cents, which we could see a breakout like that. Just only time will tell, but you have to be willing to hold. That's the whole point. You have to be willing to hold through the volatility. Because even here, Ponky, had multiple sell points in range, and now it's right back into the perfect accumulation range to be able to catch some movements to the upside. If we break all-time highs again, that's 171% move with Ponky, so that's sweet. That's why we think, honestly, I think these are the most underrated tokens right now on the Solana ecosystem. Ponky, ORC, and Waffles. Right there, you could hold Sol and these 3 tokens. And this isn't financial advice, by the way. These are my opinions, and I can't be sued off of my opinions. That I really do believe that these are the strongest undervalued tokens on the Solana blockchain, and you will probably outperform. I am going to outperform most of the tokens in the markets, probably with speculating into these for the next 6 months. Because I'm not taking profits on these. I'm going to DCA. I'm going to take profits on these when Litecoin gets here. When Litecoin gets here, where we showed you, in this range right here, it is in this triangle. And when Litecoin is in this triangle, I'm taking profits. Right in here, I'm taking profits. This is the sweet spot right here. That is when I'm taking profits. I'm going to put a little smiley, little thing right here. This is where you need to start thinking about your life. I'm going to put a text reminder in here to take profits. Take profits. You idiot. That's what I need to put in there. You Saka something. Take the dang profits. Take profits. At this point. With like an arrow. There we go. Okay. That was the worst arrow. But you guys get the point. DCA in. DCA out. DCA in. DCA out. Set an alarm. Yep. Let me set an alarm on this, actually. Yeah, good idea. I should be able to set an alarm on this one. Let's see. Add alert on horizon line. Sell. All right. Alarm is set. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We want to tell you guys it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure talking with you today, showing you all these metrics. Hopefully we weren't yelling at you or anything like that. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel by using all the links in the description and using the QR codes. Test the QR codes, see if they work. And if you want these live streams to continue happening, and me bringing you this content through the bear markets, through the bull markets, even when the times are boring, even when the times are exciting. Just make sure you are using all of the links in the description, and you are donating to the channel, however you so please, and it would be very much appreciated. And we want to make sure you guys are hitting the like button. We almost got the live stream up to 20 likes before we ended. If we can actually get, if you haven't hit the like button yet, if you're watching on the TV, you hit up, right, select, and that is how you hit the like button on the TV. Cheers, see you over with the Moonwalkers. Yes. Yeah, I think we're gonna be going on the Moon Show tomorrow with Crypto Kid. Crypto Kid is going to be hosting the show, and so we're going to be doing the show together. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. We're going to hopefully not be too bearish, but we'll see how the price plays out for the rest of the day, because we still have some hours for the market to close. If it kind of closes bearish red, might be going into some nasty trading hours for the Asian stock market going into 9:30 tonight. That's usually when we start to see there's some bullish or some reactions to what has happened now in the markets over here on the West. So be sure we are going to stream later this evening. I know we've missed two of the streams that we're supposed to do at 8 o'clock. We were just getting beat like with tiredness, I think, in the household, and because school's coming up, we're preparing for school, finally started school, and so I think we were taking this time to just sleep, just rest, but yeah, so I think what the plan is now, go into this week strong, get our work done, have a strategy, have a plan, and keep consistent as possible. We've done 25 live streams last month, guys. We did 25 live streams in August, and that is thanks to you guys and tuning in, being awesome. Without you guys being here, this wouldn't be a show. Wouldn't have all of you amazing people here keeping me on my toes, keeping the conversation going. So I really do appreciate you. Shout out to Ozzy. Shout out to XN. Shout out to Free. Shout out to all of the Dano Dojo crew people that tune into this live stream. I really do appreciate you. And make yourselves known in the chat. If you are grifting right now, please make sure you ungrift yourself and make yourselves known. And the easiest way you can do that as well is going into the Discord and joining our little grassroots community we are building together. All right, with that being said, it was a pleasure hosting to you guys today. And we hope you have a good rest of the day. God bless you. Peace out. All of the good graces towards you guys. And remember, stick to the plan. Have a plan. And God bless. Peace.
this space for people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' human. Not frickin' human. Are not frickin' human. Are not frickin' human.